Some cities have already tried raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. In some cities, it's $14.50, right? And all it does is make it look like it's making the problem better. But when you look at one graph that shows you that poverty is decreasing, oh yeah, we've solved the problem. But when you look at the other graphs of people who are experiencing unemployment and have to move from those cities, which maybe they grew up in, maybe they love those cities, right? They have to move away and still take a job at minimum wage for $7.50 or $7.25 an hour. So a study 1 year ago showed that 3.7 million jobs would be lost in just a few different cities if we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I know personally, I work at a pizza shop and make $8 an hour. And I would be so happy to make $15 an hour. But it's not just about making $15 an hour. It's about the effect on your employers, the effect on the local small businesses, which are the majority of people that end up paying $7.25 an hour. So I talked to my boss recently because I've gotten this topic a lot and I just want to learn more about it. And my boss said, look, if we go to $15 an hour, we're only going to be able to afford like 3 or 4 people. So it's going to cause a lot of stress for these teenagers that end up staying, right? Or it's going to cause a lot of stress on these people. They're not going to have time for anything other than work. So yes, they'll be making more money, but those prices for things will go through the roof. A gallon of milk is going to cost 4 times what it used to, because these people can get away with that now that people are making more money. But what it's going to do is cause all of these people that get put out of a job, they're going to go on welfare, they're going to go on unemployment, and never end up getting off of that, because the way that companies hire people is, most of the time, is they look at them and they assess whether they're worth the amount that they want, right? So if you look at this person with a high school diploma, right, versus somebody that maybe went to community college, you're going to take the person with community college experience. So a lot of these people that are coming from these low-income jobs are going to end up never finding a job again because nobody can afford to pay them. So it's more of a matter of just trying to find different ways to assess the problems of poverty and the income inequality that we have in this country. Because I know a lot of people personally that are older and they've worked their entire life around minimum wage. Most of them move up to $10 an hour, but I also know some people that maybe went to a 4-year college or maybe went to a trade school that make $19, $20 an hour. Well, then they're going from $12 or $15 above what everybody else is making at minimum wage to about $4 more. So it's going to just bring this lower class of people, and I'm not saying lower class because maybe they're not as smart or well educated, because I know a lot of really smart people that work for a very small amount of money. What it's going to do is bring these people who don't have as much job experience as these people that have worked their entire life to get to $10 an hour. It's going to bring them right up neck and neck with these people who have worked for years and years trying to get to the place that they're at now, and it's also going to cause their bills to go up because it's going to have a negative effect on the economy. So while we've got all that, we also have, right now, it is in a bill for COVID relief. So I don't think that anything involving minimum wage should be in a COVID relief bill. It should be its own bill. It needs to be discussed completely separately from everything else. I don't think that putting that inside of a COVID relief bill or any type of relief bill should be an option, because all it's going to do is cause turmoil and make it to where one party that's bringing this bill forward can go and say, oh, look, they're trying to make sure that you don't get your COVID relief money, or make sure that you're not getting what you need for COVID, right? But in reality, they're trying to push their agenda through on the backs of the American people needing relief right now. So I think all around, it's just a really bad idea, and I don't think it's going to do anything for the income inequality that we have in this country. It's just going to make it worse, because then you're going to have these people who are protesting and calling themselves to action, getting in unions, based on the fact that they went their entire life just for some teenager who got hired because who knows, and they're going to be making just as much money as them. As well as the fact that there's